Hi, I'm Beste Tatlican, editor-in-chief of the campus Slate, and I'm here to speak with Dr. Balentine, who was recently appointed as the president of New York Tech. I'm here with Dr. Balentine.
How are you today?
I'm good, thank you very much. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
I want to start off by asking, how are you informed of this whole process of your new position?
Well, as you know, this doesn't just happen. Somebody just don't call you up and say, "Hey, Jerry, do you want to be president?" But rather, it was a process where the board approached me and we had discussions, and they knew that I love New York Tech, and they know that I really was an integral part of the last 8 to 10 years, and that I was very excited where we were going. So after they approached me, they obviously needed to get approval from the full board, so they had meetings, and I actually found out because somebody texted me saying, "I just read a press release. Oh my gosh." And then I got the news actually directly from the board. So like always, there's always a leak, as we know.
And maybe, what are your future plans for NYIT in this new position come July?
Obviously, I just found out about this now, 4 weeks ago. So I think at this point, my main focus is to continue my current job as provost, because I think there's still a lot of work to do. And then to slowly look at, so we've accomplished a lot of things, right? We're still looking to become an R2, which is going to be really important. We're on the journey to really be so student centric that every student is just happy here. So how can we build on this and do more things? And without really having formulated a full plan yet, certainly increasing internships and co-op opportunities, right? For students to kind of really see, do I really want to be this? Do I really like this experience to work with industry? I think that would be one. During my time as dean of the medical school, I also was very interested in well-being, the students' well-being. A- And nowadays, the question is, what does that really mean, right? So we're coming still kind of out of COVID, anxiety levels and other issues for students are at an all-time high. How do we help students? So one of my thoughts is, can we increase campus activities for our schools? So we, as you know, we did the tennis courts, we did basketball courts, added pickleball. Can we maybe just really expand either intramural sports or even start a physical ed requirement, so to speak, with the understanding that that could include meditation, it could include going for a walk, it could be mindfulness. So I think those are the thoughts I'm having, and hopefully over the next 6 months and working with a lot of the other campus leaders, I'll be able to formulate them some more. And then July, August, September, which is a little bit slower time because it's summer, put them all together, and then hopefully in September, October, discuss them and announce them to the campus.
What are some of the associated challenges? You kind of talked about it a little bit, but maybe expand.
Yeah, I think the challenges are always what you don't expect, right? So we'll have a new federal government. Well, what will happen to our international students? Will they maybe say, "Oh, we'll stay away"? So what does that mean for us? Who knows what will happen to financial aid for our students? So we need to keep an eye on that. So there'll be all these new challenges. Many of the rules will change. But I think the good thing is New York Tech is in this incredible position where we actually doing that something that nobody can criticize, right? So we don't offer a lot of degrees that make you unemployed when you're done. Our students get jobs because they're architects, they're nurses, they're engineers. So we're kind of that perfect college to advertise to anyone, right? So if you go to a red state, you can say return on investment is incredible. Our students get jobs. If you go to a blue job, a blue state, you can say, hey, we're taking students, many of them are first generation. Many students are on Pell Grants, which means their families make very little money, and we transform their lives to become architects, become engineers and nurses. So I could not see that there's anyone out there who wouldn't see us as that perfect solution to higher education and to all the criticism of higher education.
Would you like to talk about what inspires you and maybe what might inspire you in this position or in general?
Yeah, I think usually what inspires me is just the people around me. So, like meeting with you today or walking on campus and somebody comes up and tells me a story. That obviously in my family, I have 4 kids. So they're a combination. They torture me and they inspire me as kids are supposed to do. So I think that does. And then maybe if you probably know is that my free time, I spend time on a farm. So I take care of goats and dogs, and my wife really runs it full time. So it inspires me. This morning I was on the phone with her for half an hour because many of our goats are pregnant. And we're trying to figure out how many there will be and when they will be delivered. And can I take a week vacation in March so I can deliver the babies with her because we deliver our own animals? And then I think at New York Tech specifically, really what inspires me is what I said earlier. You really have the opportunity to transform lives. The example I give over and over again is if one of our students, if she comes to us to become an architect and we help her financially, support, mentoring to make it to the architecture school, her family life will change. She's going to be a professional. She's going to make a good salary and have benefits. If she drops out after a year, if she drops out after 18 months, it's going to end up in a job with no benefits, working construction. Not that that's bad, but just she will not make that big jump where her family suddenly is protected, is stabilized, gets benefits, gets a good enough salary to pay the mortgage, to pay the rent, to put food on their table. So we have this incredible campus here, this incredible community where we can actually do great things, where we can help people.
Would you like to talk about your background, maybe your background in medicine and how, that helps you, or might help you in this position?
Sure. So I actually went into medicine not on my own will. My dad was in Alabama in a small town, and he always wanted to be a physician, but he couldn't afford college. So he did one semester at a community college and then had to drop out. And so he actually said, when I dropped out, I went to the closest army recruitment station and I said, send me as far away from here as you can. He ended up in Germany. After he left the military there, met my mom. That's why I grew up in Germany. And he started his own business. But ever since I was a little boy, he would say, when you grow up, you're going to be a doctor. So no matter if I said, no, I want to go outside and do this. No, no, no. Be careful with your hands. You're going to be a doctor. So when I was in college, actually, I remember calling him one day. I was in college in the US. He was still living in Europe. And I said, hey, Dad, I'm really into this new stuff. They call it computers and it's computer programming. And I really love it. I think that might be my new major. And my dad said, look, do whatever you want. Just finish college, go to medical school, and then you can do whatever you want. But don't get into this computer stuff. Who knows where that will lead? So I still tease him to this day. I said, if I would have gone into computer stuff, I'd be retired. I'd be buying you a big house and so forth. So I think that's how I got into medicine. And then the nice thing, and then I fell in love with medicine. Is again similar to what I talked about with the students. You can help people. So at first I helped people one-on-one. My specialty is emergency medicine. So somebody would come in with a broken arm, with a heart attack, whatever it might be, I could help them. Later on, then I started running hospitals, and there I could help a much bigger group. I could say, oh, let's open a cancer center, or let's do a surgery center, or let's try to find a way of helping people who don't have enough food and are sick. So I think that brought something into my life that I really appreciated. And then when I showed up at New York Tech, I was able to then take young physicians to be, and guide them and say, look, nobody ever leaves their doctor's office and says, my doctor was not that smart. They always leave saying, she didn't talk to me, he didn't make eye contact, I can't believe I had to wait half an hour. Right? So teaching them that that's part of the really important part of healthcare, right? Is if you feel good about the interaction, you probably will take the medicine. If you feel good about the interaction, your system will heal itself much better than if you're walking out there going, ugh, can't believe, you know what, he doesn't know what he's doing. I'm not going to take that medicine or so forth. So we introduced that very much into our curriculum. We started also talking about the cost, right? So if I write you a prescription that's $90 for your antibiotic, you might have to make a choice. Can I buy dinner for my kids tonight, or do I need this medicine? What if the generic is $7 and I, as a physician, know that and think about it? Suddenly $7, yeah, I can afford that. So I think all of that was very exciting to be here. And then as I moved on and became the provost, suddenly influencing what we're teaching. For example, we just approved a minor in artificial intelligence, but not just for engineers, for all students. So whatever your major might be, you can now get a minor in artificial intelligence at New York Tech. I mean, how great is that for your next job interview, right? So let's say you have an accounting degree. You go to one of the big firms and they interview, do you know anything about artificial intelligence? You can say, yeah, my minor is in artificial intelligence. That'll give you, they'll get you through the door much faster. So all of that is just so exciting that I really just, as you can hear, enjoy what I do and love what I do.
My last question would be, what message do you have for students here at NYIT?
Well, that we are very excited that you're our students and that you should be excited to be our students, and that together, faculty, staff, and students can just continue making this an even better place than it is already. And so I'm very excited, even today, to interact with you, to get to meet both of you. And what I always tell students at town halls and so forth, I'm always walking around on elevator. Always feel free to come up to me, tell me your name, tell me your major, and then we can talk about anything you want to.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time and for this interview.
Anytime. Thank you.
Thank you. A little bit about Dr. Balentine. This is from our website, the New York Institute of Technology website. Executive Vice President of St. Barnabas Hospital and Healthcare System in the Bronx, New York, prior to joining New York Tech. As Vice President for Medical Affairs, which he's now President, and Global Health in 2014. Effective July. He held numerous other positions throughout his career, which included Hospital Medical Director, Emergency Department Director, and Residency Director. He has been an adjunct faculty member at NYIT College of Osteopathic Medicine, NYIT-COM, for more than 20 years. In 2009, he was the chair of the Emergency Medicine Division within the Department of Clinical Specialties and was appointed faculty associate in the Center for Global Health in 2010. He's a graduate of Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, and he completed his internship at St. Joseph's Hospital in Philadelphia and his emergency medicine residency at Lincoln Medical and Mental Health Center in the Bronx, where he also served as chief resident. He earned his undergraduate degree from McDaniel College in Westminster, Maryland. Dr. Balentine also authored and edited many web and textbook chapters and was medical editor of NewYorkMedicalJournal.org. He's also a medical author and editor for the WebMD network, which includes MedicineNet, eMedicine Health, RxList, and WebMD. Throughout his career, Balentine's research interest has centered on the patient and student experience. So this is very important to note. His current areas of focus are non-academic interventions with medical students to help them increase empathy and decrease burnout, some esports, and the role medical providers play in preventing chronic and acute injuries. He's involved with many research projects, and what I found most interesting was the effects of iPad use on complex outcomes. So that's interesting. Some other ones include Fit Physicians, a novel physical activity integration program to improve fitness and activity in medical students, physiological changes that occur after prolonged esport play, meditation, alignment with the osteopathic philosophy and empathy in osteopathic medical students, a randomized controlled interventional trial, meditation, empathy, and stress in osteopathic medical students in interventional pilot study, as well as collegiate esport.